I started out in California. I was a psychology major, and then I took a ceramics class and decided that I wasn't going back to psychology. I'm a big craft kid. I went to a craft school, so I'm really proud to say that, I can make craft. I make pottery, and I feel like without having that knowledge of where the material comes, the actual traditional process of clay, my work wouldn't be what it is. I feel like I had to have that foundation in order to properly abstract the work. Typically, I work with a lot of other elements, so I use wishbones and other things. I basically just kind of got this bag of tricks, and they're just different forms that I use to express different emotions, but they usually all kind of play off of each other. This one is kind of all working within itself. I've got 3 different components in the same piece. It's kind of a first for me. It's all together in one package. Usually they'll be kind of split up and separate, and they're all telling one story. It comes from a larger body of work. It's from the Extracted series. So basically it's just about an emotion being pulled out and frozen in a moment in time. Like a lot of art is, it's that 3-dimensional representation of an emotion. All of that pent-up, built-up fear that society, our friends, our family, that life just puts on us. And this is the extraction of that, just kind of freeing yourself from it. Most of my forms come from different accidents, like the little carnations. They're made on the wheel just by pinching the top of a pot and it catching on your thumb. And then I'll put 6 or 7 together. The feathers, well, I call them feathers, it's probably something that stuck with me the longest. They change over time, they've evolved, but I still make them the same way. I smear them out on plaster and I scrape them up. I do like to really break my work down and kind of get to know it as I'm making it. I like to do everything myself. Even when I'm making the little parts, I'll walk them one by one to the kiln, and I'm not very careful with them either. Usually when it breaks, you can't really tell, but it's just part of my process where I move those individual pieces so many times just to make, fire, hang. I've gotten into that habit. So having a lot of little pieces come together to make a large one it's easy for me. Since I do the whole thing by myself, I can't handle large things. So I just make them with little ones.